Hello, Casey. Okay, so I got your email, and what I decided to do is just to create a little video for you because you have a lot of questions, which is good. And don't worry, you're not a problem child. But in order to answer them thoroughly, I thought it might be better for me just to make a video instead of trying to type up all the answers because I think it's just too much to type. Okay, so your first question is, do we have to do the orientation with them during live class time? Well, what I did just to show you, um, I gave them class time to do it. Now, your students are coming in kind of late in the year, so they may have already done the orientation. You may want to ask your CSS contact. That can be either Mikan or Aaron or Charlotte. Find out if they already covered the orientation. My students, they did the orientation before I came into the classroom. However, it was not graded. So what I did was, as you can see on the screen, my first week with them was August 19th, and I had them redo the assignments so that I could actually have a grade for them. So I did give them class time to do it. During that class time, obviously they did that, and I also did some, kind of get to know you type of activities too. So what I did was I set it up so that these are the links of the videos that they have to watch, and then this is the actual assignment that they have to do. So when the kids clicked on, let me show you from the student viewpoint. Oh, let me see his student view. Okay. So when the kids clicked on it, August 19th, they could watch the videos. And I told them, I was like, guys, they already did the videos. So if they remembered the videos, I told them that they could just skip the videos and go straight to the actual assignment. And then I just indented the assignment. So like this is the actual assignment. So I had them actually do the assignment so that I would have a grade for them. But that's kind of up to you. You don't, I mean, I did it because it's in Canvas and it does have a grade. And then this way I have a record that they covered the orientation. The way to upload that is really easy. I'll show you very quickly. When you set up your agenda and announcements, and again, this is just how I set up mine. There are other ways to do this, but it just works better for my brain. But when you want to link your agenda to the assignment, all you have to do is see how over here it says assignments. When you click on that, all of the assignments are here. Ooh, excuse me. All of the assignments are here. So you find the assignment you want, like for instance, assignment hands-on practice. That's one of the orientation assignments. So wherever you want it to be in your agenda, like for instance, here is my assignments hands-on. So you would just literally click it here and it will link into your Canvas account, okay? To get the actual like video part, those are the pages. So when you click pages, now you will see, it should be in here somewhere. Here it is, okay, submitting. So now you will see the page that actually has the video for the orientation. So you can click here. The whole point of linking it to your agenda and announcement is so that it's like a one-stop shop for your students. So in other words, your students can get to everything they need through their agenda. Yes, they can go through modules. That is true, they can go through modules. But it is easier for them to do it through the agenda. If you want to have it through the modules, which you can, just make sure that you only have on the modules that you want. So if you look at mine, you see how I have the green for the student orientation module? And then I have a green for how-to videos because I was just so tired of the kids asking me the same question 50 million times. So I made some how-to videos and I posted them. Okay. Notice that everything in between does not have a check. Even though you may have checks within, let me show you really quick. So even though I may have, all of those are off. Okay, anyway, the point is, I guess I turned them all off. You can have a check here. Let me just find one easy. Okay, you can have a check here, but the kids can't see it because the module's not on. So all I'm saying is if you want them to just go to the module to do it, which they can, just make sure that you indicate that, and you can do that in your announcements. So in other words, what you could do, this is just another option. I'm not trying to confuse you, but let's say you just want them just to go to the module. You see over here where it says modules? Okay, so you could tell them, for instance, on Monday, go to the module on student orientation and do all the assignments in it. So again, in your announcements, you would have it, you would click and then just put it in there. You see how I did that? So now what will happen is when the kids, let me just show you, oh, let me save it. First of all, I gotta save it. So when the kids go to your agenda, you see how it comes up here? When the kids go to your agenda, they will see the link. Clicking through this kind of fast. The good thing is with the video, you can always pause and go back. You see how it's right here? So now when they click on this, it'll take them right to the module. And then you could tell them, okay, guys, do everything in class orientation. They can just start at the top and work their way down. So those are two different ways that you can do that. Okay, so hopefully I answered that question. Now, I will say it took my kids at least a week to get through it. So just to show you, August 19th was the first week I had them. The second week, I still had them working on it. So even though I did do some assignments, I gave them time. So like the following week, we did a few icebreakers and then I stopped and I gave them time to work on the orientation. You see that here on the Monday. On Wednesday, I had them do videos on plagiarism, MLA, and then I had them work on their agenda. So work on their orientation. So when you have them do the orientation in class, you need to give them at least 5 days. So you can do some content, but make sure you give them class time to finish the orientation because it will take them a little bit of time. All right. Next question. When you show me the courses, they're labeled by class period. Okay, you have to change the name. When you get your courses, when you go to your dashboard, they will have a funky name like this, Biology 2019, yada, yada, yada. Okay, you need to change the name. I changed it because that's just too confusing for me. So you come here to the little ellipsis, the little 3 dots, you click that. You see the nickname, put the nickname there. So I nicknamed them. So when you see the period numbers, those are the actual nicknames that I gave them. The other thing, oftentimes these little cards are out of order because they're in whatever order they put them in. So I had to put them in order because I wanted to see them in order. And if you want to do that, you need to click the little ellipsis again. You see where it says move, click move, and you can decide if you want it to move behind something. Let's see, I did that wrong. I can move it ahead. So like that. You see how I can move it? I can move it any way I want. Oh, actually, I don't have to click the ellipsis. So you can rearrange your little things here to get them in the order you want. And like I say, just nickname them, and then you can have the periods there. All right, next question. I have duplicate classes meeting on opposite days. So I'm trying to find a way to keep track of them easy. Let's see. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to yawn in your ear. I apologize for that. Okay. So what I would do, and then you talked about Zoom. Okay. So first of all, because you have AB, it's going to drive you crazy trying to have no specific days. I would just schedule it for like every day, because remember, it only opens up when the kids click on it. Okay. So since you're AB and AB changes every week, right? So like 1 week it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then like the next week is Tuesday, Thursday, I think, right? Is that how yours work? Let me see. Let me go back to your question again. You say, oh, so wait a minute. I have duplicate classes meeting on opposite of the days. Block Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, block Tuesday, Thursday. I'm trying to find out, right? I'm assuming that Monday, Friday are live meetings means that Tuesday, Thursday are 9 live meetings. Okay, but if your classes are, I'm a little confused here. If your classes are AB, then that would mean that 1 week you have them Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The next week you have them Tuesday, Thursday, I'm assuming. So you don't have to meet with them every day. So, okay, so what I would say is if you're only meeting your kids strictly Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then set it up that way. However, from what you're telling me, it doesn't seem that way. But let me show you. Okay, so if you're only going to meet Monday, Wednesday, Friday, click Zoom. You want to pick your time. Remember, excuse me, it runs by, I so apologize for that. Remember, it runs by half an hour. So like if your class starts at, let's say, I don't know, 8:23, you can't pick 8:30. You got to pick 8 o'clock. Okay. It's okay if you start your class early because Zoom does not turn on automatically. You just want the class time available. So let's say it goes from 8:23 to 9:35, let's say, okay? So you're gonna have to go from, let's say 8 o'clock, and you're gonna have to maybe run it a full hour and a half. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want the time to stop at 9. You want it to stop at 9:30, which would be, after the time slot. So the whole point is that Zoom will not shut off by itself. What it is you need the time slot to be open so that your students can still get in. So if you have a kid coming in late, they can still sign into the class. Not to say they're going to sign in the last 5 minutes of class, but my point is, like, if they're getting booted out, which happens all the time, they can still come back into the class. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're in the middle of class and their Wi-Fi drops them, which happens, if you're halfway through class and your Zoom time doesn't cover it, they can't come back in. So you got to have your Zoom time to cover your class so that if they get dropped, let's say midway or 3/4 into the class, they can come back into the class because the time slot is still open. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's say your class starts at 8:35. At 9:15, Zoom drops them because the Wi-Fi at their school is weak. Well, the kids get dropped, they can still come back in at 9:15 because of the time slot that you created for the Zoom. Okay, so just make sure that you have enough time to cover your class so that the Zoom class is always open so they can always go back in if they get dropped by a weak Wi-Fi. Okay, next thing, make sure you click reoccurring meetings. Now, if I were you, I would set it up as weekly and just do Monday to Friday, because I believe with your A/B schedule, your classes are going to switch every week. And it's going to be too confusing to try to set it up like every other day. You know what I'm saying? Because it's it's just going to be crazy. Just do Monday to Friday. Set your end date for the end of the school year. So end of the school year will be like maybe what, June something, maybe June 5th, whatever. Okay. And then this way it'll just be open all the time. So then this way you don't have to worry about whether or not the Zoom is working on that Monday or that Tuesday or that Wednesday, because you have it for every day of the week. No problems. When you don't sign in, there is no class, period. So even though your students will see the button, they don't have to click it. You know what I'm saying? Like the buttons that they see, let me show you really quickly. This is going to be a long video, by the way, because I'm going to answer all your questions. But let me just show you what it looks like from the kids' point of view. So when the kids go to Zoom, you see how they have this button to say join? Okay, this is for today. Now, if I didn't meet today, this would disappear and then it will populate for the next day. So even though you have it for every day of the week, if you don't meet your kids, let's say on that Tuesday, they will see the button there. They're not going to click join because there's no class that Tuesday. It's going to disappear. And then Wednesday, when you have class, that Wednesday class will pop up. So that Wednesday class will populate up here. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay that they see it every day. The top one will always be the most current. Does that make sense? So the first one on top will always be the today. You get what I'm saying? So long as it's Monday, whenever you meet your kids, that day will be the top one. So just go ahead and do it for every day of the week so you don't have to worry about that. Make your life easy. Okay, next one. How to keep up with them. That's going to be all your lesson plan. I'm going to be honest with you. Since you know you're meeting AB, what I would do is figure out what your plan is for the week. If it's the same class, so let's say the class you meet on Monday A is a similar class to what you meet on the B on Tuesday. Okay, so if I were you, when I set up my lesson plan, I would do my lesson plan for, let's say, I don't know. You can do it. I do my lesson plans by week. Some people do it by topic. For you, I would do it by topic. I think it'd be easier for you to do a full lesson to the quiz. So in other words, whatever it is you want to teach. So if you're teaching, I don't know, cell structure, okay. So you figure out, all right, it's going to take me 5 days to do cell structure. I'm going to teach this on day 1, this on day 2, review on day 3, lab on day 4, whatever. Maybe, okay, I'm sorry, let's try it again. Maybe it'll be lesson on day 1, a lab on day 2, review on day 3, review on day 4, quiz on day 5. Okay, so let's say that's your plan. All right. So now for my A class, I'm going to meet Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Tuesday, Thursday. So I would take those 5 days and just map them out. So in my agenda, what I would do for my A class, my agenda would say, let's say Monday live, Wednesday live, Friday live, and that would be my lesson. So my 5 days, whatever my 5 days are. On your off days, yes, you do have to provide a lesson. So when you plan out your days, figure out what it is you want them to do on those off days. So those off days would be a great day for them to do worksheets or to do the lab. So again, let's take the example of cell structure. If it's going to take you the 5 days, you need to incorporate, okay, you teach every other day. So let's say your first day is live, that's live instruction. Your second day is a non-live day. That is a worksheet day. So create a worksheet for them. The third day is a live day. So that day you could review the worksheet, review the concepts you've learned, and then let's say introduce the lab. Day 4 is a non-live day. So now they do the lab. Day 5 could be review of the lab, review the concepts. Day 6 would be a non-live day. They take their quiz. You see what I'm saying? So now your lesson plans can run a total of 6 days. Does that make sense? You get what I'm saying? So that's just what I would do if I were you, because you're teaching every other day and you have to provide lessons. So just like in my lesson plan, you see how I have my let me get a week that I was actually, this is from last week when they had the hurricane. So like this week, let me give you an example. So here are my 2 live days off day. Okay, so my live days are live instruction review. Wednesday is an activity. I post the activity that I want them to do. And then my live instructions. Yours is going to be somewhat similar. So you'll have live, non-live, live, non-live, live, non-live. Your live days, like I said, you got to figure it out. I would, considering your AB, maybe you can run your lesson 6 days. So your A's and your B's will follow the same 6 days. It'll just be on opposite days. You know what I'm saying? So like your A class might start day 1 on Monday, but your B class will start day 1 on Tuesday because they meet, on the opposite days. Now, like I said, I'm kind of assuming, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you are working every day, right? I think, or I mean, or do they really only have you working Monday, Wednesday, Friday? Because that would be kind of weird, because then that would mean you would miss one of your classes for 2 days in a row. So I need a little clarification on that. But hopefully what I'm telling you is kind of making sense. I assume that on Tuesdays I'm not live. Do they need assignments that flip the next week? Yes. So that's what I'm saying. If you're not meeting with them every single day, then that means that you would have 3 straight live days and then 2 non-live days. Is that what, am I reading right? So in other words, the first week would be you're meeting A's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but your B's are both non-live. And then the next week is all B's, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then non-live for A's, Tuesday, Thursday. Is that how it's working? Again, if that's the case, then you got to just plan it so that you can run your lesson plans opposite. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to be doing 3 live straight days, 2 non-live days, then plan it out that way. So maybe live instruction, live review, live lab, something like that. And then your 2 off days would be like worksheets and then maybe the quiz or something to that effect. But whatever it is you do, plan it out so that you can have the same lesson for a series of days for both A's and B's. I hope that makes sense. All right, so I told you how to do Zoom. I have one period where I will be teaching both schools at the same time. You can't do two schools at the same time. You mean the same day? If you have two classes going at the same time, you need to tell CSS. They have to correct that for you because you can't have two classes at the exact same time. So if you have two classes meeting at 8:30, you can't do that because obviously you have to be live. So you need to talk to your CSS about that. Maybe they don't realize that you have conflicting class times. Okay. I know I have one. I got an email from Mike and the class will start tomorrow. Only the people I have is myself and TA. Okay, so that means you're not actually teaching. If your people is only you and your TA, contact your TA, but you're not teaching tomorrow. You can't teach without students. And that's usually how it starts. They will upload your Canvas. You will have your assignments, your curriculum, so you can start planning, but you don't have students. So you may not start till later this week or maybe even next week, depending on how long it takes for the school to upload the student roster. Okay, so if you don't have students, you're not teaching tomorrow. You give it a couple of days so you have time to plan, so no worries. Trying to figure out how to copy everything from one class to the next. Okay, I'll show you that really quick. All right, so to copy from one class to the next, okay, so let's say you do you make a new assignment in one class. Now you want to copy it over, click settings, go to import, select copy from Canvas course, put in the name of your class. So my class is biology. Here are my options. Notice the times. So if I put my original assignment in my first period class, that's my 9:30 class. I'm gonna click that. Be careful, make sure you select specific content. That's very important. If you do all content, it will do the entire course and it'll drive you crazy. You want select specific content, do import. Now you have a button, okay? Click the select content. Now find your assignment. If it's in assignment, click the assignment. Click the actual assignment, okay? Don't just click the box here because it's gonna give you everything in that section and you only want one or two assignments. So you gotta find it. If it's a lab, click lab, find the lab, okay? Whenever you find what it is you want, then click select content and it will pass it over to that course. So that's how you can share between your courses. Okay, next question. I'm still trying to figure out how to copy it. Since I took I'm trying to read. Okay, you sent me another one too. Hold on a second. I saw another email from you. You had another question. Okay, here it is. Another question. I'm trying to get Flipgrid set up. Never used it before. Are the kids going? No. Have them use their school email. Okay, so when you go into Flipgrid, okay, have them use their school email. They can't use Prox because they don't have a Prox email. So once you set up your account, yeah, here it is. Let me go in to mine. I think which one? I forgot which account I used. I have too many accounts. Okay, here it is. Okay, so when you set up your assignment, let me figure out exactly how to get there. You want it to say. There's a way to do this. Give me a second. I gotta remember. I can do this. I should probably pause the video because there's a way for you to, okay, share. Here it is, share. All right, so you're gonna share it. You can do the link, but you have to, okay, I'm gonna pause the video. I gotta figure out how to do it really quick. Let me pause my video and then I will come back to you because you have to set it up so that their school email will register. And I forgot where it is, so let me pause for a second. Okay, I got it. So once you set up your class, okay, you see this little pencil here in the corner, edit grid, click edit grid. Okay, when you scroll down, you have the name of your grid. This is your flip code for that, whatever that assignment is or whatever. Okay, now down here, you see what it says, add or edit school email domains? Okay, this is the domain that your students are using to get into your Flipgrid. So my students are with Antelope Valley High School District, okay? All of their emails, it's their name, it says at students.avhsd.org. So what you have to put in is the domain. So notice that I clicked here, student. It says here, student, excuse me, not student, school email. Okay. Then over here, you need to put the domain. So ask your facilitator what the domain is for the student's email. Now, let me tell you something. The first time I did this, I did it wrong. Why? How did I do it wrong? Well, I put that their ending was at, I said at abhs.d.org. Okay. I put that as their domain. Well, that wasn't their domain. So guess what? My kids couldn't get into my Flipgrid because they have the word students in front. So it's really important that you ask the facilitator, what is the domain for the student's email address? In other words, what comes after the at? Whatever comes after the at in the student email address, that's what you put here. You'll put the at symbol and then whatever comes after that. And that's how your kids are able to come in and they will use their school email to get into your Flipgrid account. Okay. All right. I think that's it. I think that was your last email. Let me just double check. I'm sorry that this video was so long, but like I said, there was no way in the world I was going to type all this, girlfriend. But Casey, no worries. Ask as many questions as you need to feel comfortable. I hope that I answered everything that you had. If you want to clarify your A/B thing, but hopefully the suggestion that I gave you makes sense to you. If it doesn't, let me know and we can chat about it a little bit more. But I don't understand if you're doing just Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and not doing Tuesday, Thursdays at all. And if, by the way, if that is the case, if you're only logging in Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, if that's the case, then schedule it that way. Like when you do reoccurring, like literally just put on there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If that's the only times you're signing in, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, I don't quite get how your schedule's going, but if you're only signing in Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, then set it up that way so that there is no Tuesdays and Thursdays on your student list, okay? But anyway, I hope what I've given you has made sense. Let me know if you have any more questions or concerns, and I'll see you online. Ciao.